the last 5 years of my life, I have been involved in a sport called cheerleading. Yes, it is a sport, just to let you know. In my first years of the sport, I've seen a few girls getting hurt like me. Like I've sprained my right wrist, my right ankle, I've dislocated my right shoulder from people falling on me. I've had my neck sprained because this one girl would sit on my neck instead of falling straight forward, and yes, symbolize. But then in the past years since high school, I've actually known of a girl she died because nobody caught her from a basket toss, which is where you jump into people's hands and they throw you really high in the air, possibly over 15 feet, and nobody caught her, so she landed, broke her neck, and died. And it was hard, but you're a team, so you got to get through things. Today we will discuss first how cheerleading came about. Secondly, why it is not considered a sport in many people's eyes. Third, how it's actually one of the most dangerous sports in the world. And last, why you would most likely be able to get hired after being a cheerleader either in high school or college. My main sources were my three cheerleading coaches and also cheerleading.com. Let's begin by answering the question, how did cheerleading begin? It started as a male activity at Princeton University in 1877. The people were Thomas, Easton, and Jailyn, who graduated from Princeton in 1898 and 1899. They were also appointed by the coaches to come to all of the football and basketball practices to help cheer the boys on and also at the regular games. They even secluded sections off the bleachers for the boys to cheer for them. Johnny Campbell was the first official cheerleader and was the one who organized the official sport of cheerleading. Women were only able to join in cheerleading in the year of 1907, and they took over the sport during World War II because men were off fighting the war. The NCAA National Cheerleading Association was formed by Lawrence Herky Herker in 1928, who is also named after the jumps called the Herkies and the Hurdlers. In 1960s, the NFL, which is the National Football League, first let cheerleaders be a part of their teams, and the first ones were the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, who are actually known as being dancers instead of cheerleaders, but they're considered cheerleaders anyway. It was then recognized as a true sport in the 1990s because of the competitive routines they would do, and is now recognized all around the world. So cheerleading is now considered a real sport. Why can't people see that? People see cheerleading as a girl sport, but was actually first started as a male sport. And they fail to realize that because they obviously don't know their history. And women, since they could not go off and fight into the war, they decided to stay behind and cheer for themselves. That's how they became cheerleaders. It also includes tumbling, dangerous sports, and an enormous amount of endurance like any other sport, and also strength. Cheerleaders are thrown in the air almost every day, and you have to be able to trust all of your races. If you don't trust them, you can get hurt easily, or you can even die. This is why most people are scared to put their children into cheerleading because of all these dangerous factors. Cheerleading is one of the most dangerous sports in the world, considering the fact that it has participants all over the world. Tumbling, which is called actually flipping, but the word is tumbling. It is where you're at risk to break your arm, falling on your neck, breaking your wrist, breaking your ankle, and not being able to do anything that you plan on in the future because of all these mishaps. Tumbling is dangerous because once you get used to it, it involves a lot of strength and everything, so you gotta keep going and going, and you can fall easily. If you're on a trampoline, you can easily jump too high in the air and not know when you're coming down, not know how your feet are, you can break your ankles, everything. Stunting is where you have two people on the ground and they're holding you in the air. It's two or three people on the ground, and if you don't trust those people, you can easily come falling down, and that is the worst possible thing to do. That is why they have backsplash, that if you fall backwards, the backsplash will be able to catch you. If you fall forward, the only thing in front of you is the ground. So that is what you're going to hit. You can fall out of the air from over 15 feet. You can fall head first and break your neck. And also you can have somebody fall on you from 15 feet. That has happened to me, and it hurts your neck really bad. But cheerleading does have its practice knock down your doors to be able to get you to be on their company. They want you to represent their company because you're used to being in front of crowds, smiling, getting people to interact with, actually doing everything. And if they have you in their company, then they'll most likely get a lot of endorsements from a lot of people, which includes more money for them and a bigger name company. So today we have looked at cheerleading as a whole, the history of cheerleading, why is it considered a sport, why is it actually a dangerous sport, and why is it a good thing to be a cheerleader because you can get a lot of jobs after schooling. So I will leave you with the words of Sarah Alberta Kennedy. A cheerleader is like an elastic. They're flexible, they stretch in spring, they get snapped into the air, they do hair, but with too much stress